I appreciate the kind words, brother. It's so cool to be able to talk to everybody here today. The only tips that I really want to give, I'm going to be super quick, is what it takes to moving into a month like Chairman's Month, what it takes for you right now, right? Everything that you're going to accomplish next month starts with what you're doing today, right? We need to put on for this company, put on for your family, and put on for yourself. And the way that we do that is we got to create massive momentum. Momentum is everything inside this business. When I came back and I was gone for a month and a half, my first day or two, I had to go harder than I've ever went because I got to get back on that train. Once you're rolling and problems are hitting you, they're like no problem. But when you start from ground zero, just like when you're new in the business, you're going through all these struggles, you're not wanting to make the dials, you're making the dials, people are picking up, maybe they're not too kind to you. We all go through these struggles. Now, the thing that the people, the number one producers, the top leaders, what they do differently in this business is they just run through a lot more of those problems a lot faster than you. They're not just making 200 phone calls a day. If you look at some of these top producers, they're making 6, 7, 800, 2,000 phone calls on some of these people's data that are going out in a day, right? And what's that's giving them the ability to do is they're getting through the no's to get to the yeses. When they're with the client, they're intentional. They're grabbing the referrals. They're setting their next week up. They're not having to keep dialing 400 or 500 times on the same leads over the week, right? So going into this next month, make sure that we start now. We're collecting the referrals. We're having our biggest weeks ever, right? I know a lot of the people on the team, they're out right now over in Iceland, right? I wish I could have been there. I didn't make the cut because I was over on deployment. I promise I'll be there in Dubai. But when all these people are gone, now's the time to shine, right? Now's the time to go out and have your biggest week, your 15,000, your 20,000, your Ferrari Char week who just dropped 80,000, which is that's better than a lot of people's quarters, right? That's better than what some people do in a quarter. He did it in a week. So I just want you, I say this a lot, but I'm going to say it again. I want you to look at all these top producers that are out here, whether that's Ferrari Char, Daniel Perpacini, you have Vivian here, you have a lot of stud and studettes here on this organization and this team. Look at them and say, what are they doing that I'm not? What are they good at that maybe I'm lacking in? And then spend that time in the dark, your hours before you're on the phones, your hours after, when it's just you and yourself and your thoughts, and use that time to get better. Leverage your leaders. Have the conversation with your leaders. Call them and say, hey, do you mind if I run my phone script by you real quick? Here's what I sound like. Let them pick it apart. After you get off of a prezo, send the recording of your prezo to your manager so they can pick it apart. Let's take today and tomorrow and the other 16 days in this month to get better so our axe is sharp and we're ready to start smashing our commits this next month.